Are you looking for a unique loft option here in the city of Atlanta? Well, you are in for a treat today. I am going to give you a full tour of the Stacks complex. This is a very popular loft building that you can get very unique style lofts. I can't wait to share a couple examples with you, so stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Molly and welcome back to my channel where I talk all things living here in the Atlanta area. And if you've got questions, you need help with your home search, reach out to me. My contact information is down in that comment section. Do not be shy, that's what I'm here for. But you guys, I can't wait to show you these loft examples. This is a very unique building, but let me show you exactly where we are. So the Stacks building is located in the neighborhood of Cabbagetown. It is a very tiny little neighborhood in the in-town Atlanta area. It is right off of Boulevard and Decatur Avenue, or it's like DeKalb Avenue that turns into Carrol Street, but so it's right along the MARTA line as well. So that's one great thing, that if you are looking to be near a MARTA, well, this is just about 0.7 miles away from the King Memorial MARTA station. Now, if you're wondering what the Stacks building used to be, well, it all started back in 1881. This used to be a Fulton Bag and Cotton Mills building. They made bags, paper, canvas goods, things like that. And it almost like ran for 100 years. It stopped operations in 1978. So a lot of the people that worked in this factory lived right next door in Cabbagetown. So that's kind of a brief history of what this building was. But in 2006, 2007, they transformed this building into lofts. And like, they're very unique lofts, and not every unit is cookie cutter. Like, some of them have their own little footprint, their own floor plan. So that's something that's really cool, and they have a really cool exposed brick. So yes, and one other thing I'll say is, you may hear, as I'm talking right now, you're going to hear the MARTA line. This is right next to the MARTA line. So MARTA trains go whizzing by here. So it definitely has a very urban, raw, edgy setting. There's some pretty cool amenities in this building as well. So let me start walking and I'll show you some of those amenities right now, which include a gym, a dog park, and a pool. Now, one thing I should mention before I get going too far is that some of these buildings are actually apartments. So there's a couple of buildings here that are called the Fulton Cotton Mill Lofts, and those are for rent. Now, you can go on their website and find out more information on what their rentals are. So don't be reaching out to me asking about rentals here. I don't really do a lot of rentals. But one thing I will say that is great about this complex is there's a lot of guest parking. It is a gated complex, so you have to, get buzzed in. But there is plenty of guest parking. I've never had a problem finding a parking spot as a guest in this complex. Now, one thing I want to point out about parking here in this complex is that you will get a reserved spot. However, your parking spot may not be covered. So you're going to see like there is kind of like this little parking deck, but obviously if you have an assigned spot that's on the second floor, it's not going to be covered. So if having a covered parking spot is super important to you, you're going to want to make sure that one of your spots is under here. And so that's going to really be variable. Otherwise, you may have an uncovered parking spot. But here down at the end of this parking area is going to be a dog park. So if you've got a dog and you need them to let loose a little bit, there is a small little dog park here. But I will say, just pop on the other side of the MARTA train tracks on Decatur Street and you're going to find a dog park there called Fetch Park, Old Fourth Ward. That's a fun spot to go let your dog let loose. You could go and get a drink, that kind of thing. So definitely a fun spot if you've got a pup. Now that gym is definitely kind of has a raw and edgy feel. It is in the basement. And by the way, you do have to have a fob key to basically access any of these areas. So like the pool, the gym, the building that you live in, you have to have a fob to open that door. So it is definitely secure. Again, and this whole complex is gated as well. Okay, so now that you have seen the amenities, I mean, how about that pool, right? Like that is a really good sized pool. Like I wouldn't be hanging out there right now. But I will continue on and tell you a little bit about a couple of units here. So what does it cost to live in the Stacks building? Well, on average, a one bed is going to cost you around probably on average $375,000. That'll get you about 854 square feet. Now, I've seen units as low as $300,000 and ones that go up to $440,000. It really just kind of depends on the layout and the placement of the unit. Now for a 2-bedroom, you're going to pay on average $522,000. That'll get you on average about 1,500 square feet. Again, I've seen the range anywhere from $400,000 up to $650,000 on the higher end. It really just kind of depends on the square footage, the layout of the unit, and that kind of thing. And I will say there are some units here that have a very quirky layout just because of it's an old building that's been refurbished into lofts. So you just got to keep that in mind. Now, speaking of the building, again, I had mentioned this. These were converted into lofts back in 2006, 2007. There's about 299 units. There is elevators in this building. The HOA is approximately 44 cents per square foot. Now, it really just kind of varies depending on the unit, but I'd say on average, you're going to pay about 44 cents per square foot. This will cover your trash, but other utilities like your electric and water, etc., you're on your own for that. Now let me go inside. I've got permission to show a couple different loft units, and the first one I'm going to show you is kind of more of your typical loft that you're going to find here, but just wait until you see the second one I have to show you. Ooh, it is good and is one of the largest units available in this entire complex, so stay tuned for that. Now, one thing that is cool about this building is that you're going to find old artifacts from this cotton mill loft that are spread throughout this building. You kind of feel like you're walking through a museum. Now, if you've got a bike, you'll see that people kind of leave their bikes here at the entrance, and right down the hall here is the mailbox area. And if you've got packages, they've got this whole like electronic system where Amazon can drop boxes off and you can unlock them from there. So that is the mail situation, but let's keep going. Let me show you this unit. Okay, so first up I have a 1-bedroom loft to show you, and just keep in mind there are several different layouts that I've seen in this building. This is one of them, and I will say this is a little bit more, I would say, a raw space. You can kind of do what you want with it. So another thing you're gonna notice, there are spiral stairs, and that is something that is definitely prominent in this complex. Is you're gonna have spiral stairs going up to a bedroom. So if you're not into that, then you probably don't wanna be looking here. Now, let me give you the details on this unit in particular. It's 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It is 1,010 square feet, so very large. It's listed for $350,000, and the HOA is $457 per month. Now, one thing you're also going to really love, especially if you love lofts, are these brick walls and these giant big windows. I mean, it reminds me of a New York loft. So let me stop talking and show you around. Okay, so what did you think of this loft? So did you like those killer ceilings? I mean, they are 18-foot ceilings. So if you like that, this is definitely for you. Now, I did hear the MARTA line going by. That's something that you do hear if you are living in this complex. I think it's something you just kind of get used to. And you will hear some people kind of talking in the hallway. I mean, it is what it is, but otherwise it's a very quiet community. This unit is a little bit more original, you know, nothing over the top fancy. I mean, this one is just really waiting for someone to really give its own spin on it. I've seen some cool units in here where people have really gotten creative and done some really great design to their units. But yeah, great price for this one. If you're interested, let me know. That's what I am here for. But stay tuned. I'm going to show you a doozy of a unit here at the Stacks coming up. Now there are a couple different rooftop patios that you can come and hang out on if you want to. And I'm on top of one of them right now, and you can see you can get some sweeping views of the city and the skyline. You're gonna see the MARTA train passing by, and you can even get a peek over at that Fetch Dog Park that I was talking about. It's just right over there. So yeah, if you wanna come and have a cocktail at 5 o'clock and watch the sun go down, this would be an excellent spot to do that. Okay, you guys, you are in for a treat. If you like a loft feel, but kind of really designed well, this is an amazing one. And this is actually the largest floor plan that they have in this building. So, if you are looking for a lot of square footage, this lives like a townhome. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath loft. It's 2,312 square feet. So definitely very large. It's listed for $675,000 and the HOA is $962 per month. So the HOA does seem higher, but remember, you are paying for a lot more square footage, so your HOA fee is going to be a lot higher. But you guys, let me just stop talking and let me just show you this beautiful loft unit. Okay, so what did you think of this unit? I mean, I am just in love with everything about it. I love the sleek quartz countertops with the sleek cabinetry. I mean, the tall ceilings, obviously, 18-foot ceilings. And I love how there's like this separate living room area and you got this big dining room area. I mean, this is a very entertaining type of space. So if you like to entertain and have a unique setting, this is definitely a great option. If you're interested, make sure you're reaching out to me. I would love to help you get this unit. It's a beautiful one and it's a unique one. There's not a lot of these in this complex. Trust me on that. Okay, before I go, let me just show you what is outside of this complex, and I will take you down to Carrol Street and by the Beltline. So let's go there next. So if you're wanting something to eat, you just have to hop outside of the complex, and down the street on Carrol Street there are several different restaurants. You got Jin Chan's, there's the Carrol Street Cafe. So yeah, if you're hungry, just come right down here, easy peasy. I just love the street. It's very eclectic and it's a very narrow street, so you'll see cars backing up because they can't get through. But now I want to take you up the other way, and if you want to get over to the Beltline, it's very easy. You're about 0.4 miles away from Beltline access, and that's going to be right at the Carrol Street Tunnel. So I have just entered the Carrol Street Tunnel, which is technically part of the Beltline. And once I exit the Carrol Street Tunnel, on the other side, I'll be in Inman Park, and then I'll be right by the XBX Alley with all of the restaurants. So like I said, this is about a 0.4 mile. So if you had a bike, this would be super easy to get to. And just right back on the corner there was Astoria, which is just a chill, laid back bar. And you're gonna see a lot of cars in the Carrol Street Tunnel right now because it's just that time of the day where there is a lot of traffic, and this light really gets backed up. Okay, so yeah, I am in the thick of it here on the Beltline, and this was very easy to get to from the stack. So there you go. What do you think of that building? Like I said, if you like the loft look, those are some true lofts that you can get here in the Atlanta area. And Cabbagetown is a cool spot. It's very eclectic, has a lot of murals, but I also love it because you're so close to the Beltline, and you can get over to Inman Park and all the other great things along the Beltline as well. But you guys, that pretty much wraps it up for me today. Thanks for joining me. If you've got questions, you need help with your home search, reach out to me. That's what I do. Do not be shy. My contact information is down in that comment section. You hear the music going, it's Friday. The restaurants are blasting the music, ready to go for the evening. So thanks for joining me. If you see me out in the wild, make sure you say hello. But until next time, you guys, I'll see you around the neighborhood.